Yes, I ended that clip. Anyhow, yes, I was referencing a previous political leader in recent history.
Time to get Ulvin to blow the whistle, then what east to Baronlight.
And he's convinced a lot of people inside a certain country.
Boy, slag. Ah, Savior, over here. Did you hear who's in charge? Savior, thank you for taking the time. And my condolences that you had to endure Ulvin's bloviating.
I've dealt with worse. It sounds like he's really trying to put you over the barrel.
The idea that the Carja purposely let bristlebacks into the Daunt, it's completely absurd. But the louder and longer he says it, the more support he'll get for his damned concession decree.
How did the Bristlebacks get into the Daunt?
No one knows for sure. The first report of them came from west of the quarry. But unless they have wings I don't know about, I don't see how they could have come over the mountains.
No other way in.
The only way I know about is Barren Light. Look, if you can get to the bottom of this, I can offer a considerable bounty in return. Help me shut Ulvin up.
I'll give you
What's
that.
this concession decree that Ulvin wants?
He wants the Sundom to designate portions of the Daunt as Oseram holdings. Only the portions, mind you, that produce any value.
Let me guess. Because he stands to profit somehow?
Exactly. With the Daunt under Oseram law, he could secure more investment for their numerous ventures.
He can't get those investments without the concession?
No. Not while there's a chance the Sundom could revoke their access. Hence, why the concession is so important to him. And why blaming the Carja for the Bristlebacks, no matter how absurd, works in his favor.
How does blaming the Carja for the Bristlebacks help Ulvin get his concession?
Look around. This may be the Sundom, but Chainscrape is all gears and rust and bad ale. Claiming that the Carja loosed the Bristlebacks in order to intimidate Oseram laborers into obedience. Well, let's just say no one here has forgotten the atrocities of the Mad Sun King. And with the Bristlebacks bringing work in the valley to a halt, Ulvund has plenty of time to pick at barely healed wounds.
And if the Oseram refuse to work, unless the concession is signed, you won't have a choice.
Correct. The reconstruction of Barren Light must continue.
How did you get stuck out here?
I asked for the posting, believe it or not. Overseeing the entire valley on behalf of the Sun King? It was an honor. Is an honor, I mean.
But your job would be a lot easier without someone like Ulvund blasting hot air all the time?
Ulvund's not going anywhere. He's been around longer than I have. Even fancies himself the founder of Chainscrape. I'll find a way to live with him. I have to.
You said the Bristlebacks were first spotted west of the quarry?
Yes, according to one terrified laborer, said the ground trembled before they came charging down the hillside. He took off and ran all the way here.
Good place to start looking then.
If you learn the truth, maybe Ulvund will stop blaming the Carja for every problem under the sun, and maybe then he'll actually focus on rebuilding Barren Light instead.
Oh yeah.
Hello again. How goes your search?
About that. I should be going.
Right.
Anyhow, you can shut up about something very soon, right now.
Still here, I see.
Still here and still alive.
I cleared out all the bristlebacks.
Oh, you did?
Now that you've recovered from your shock, time to blow the whistle.
Oh, there, not so fast.
Blow the
I'll
whistle.
have to send someone out to confirm the kills. Make sure the valley is safe again. It shouldn't take more than a day or two.
No. You blow the whistle now.
These are innocent Osram lives we're talking about here. Surely the delay...
Either you do it now, or I will.
Ah, I knew you could do it! Friends, gather around. The saved...
He gets threatened, and he's like, "Yep, definitely time to do it."
Year of Meridian has done it again. The Bristlebacks are defeated. You.
What?
Sound the whistle. Chainscrape is open for business.
Terrific. Yay.
And Ulvund has agreed to personally pay every worker their lost wages.
Yeah.
That's more like it.
Yeah. Woo.
Ha
Yeah. Yeah. Don't you have an embassy to get to?
Yeah, I guess I do. Well, the Chainscrape's back to work. Merchants should be open to trade. I should see if I have anything
Yes.
useful before I send Wadis off to Barrenlight.
Yes, that would be true. They are now able to sell. Mind you, I would have paid them regardless, because I don't care about his stuff. Also, Ronak, can I thank you? I like the Nora Huntress one, even though it's pretty much my previous armor. It's nice. Yes, bye. I have the stuff to get it. And while I'm at it, I may as well get that. I'm just exploring my stuff and eating that. I don't know, until I find these useless, which these probably are.
Garment for every bird.
What? You need a carpenter?
Brought out only the good stuff for you, Red. Seeing as you got that whistle blowing.
Hey, I've been waiting to get my lucky hammer fixed for days.
You haven't done anything useful like getting rid of any bristlebacks, though, have you? Take your time. I promise you won't be disappointed.
He does make an excellent point with that. You haven't exactly become famous. Charger. For a sharpshooter bow. What is this, warrior bow? That's a weird... That looks like a crossbow, I'm not gonna lie. Actually, since I don't know what it is, I'll put it there. Buy and equip. Right there. Because I know it's most likely different.
Come back anytime.
Now can I get this fixed?
I can fix your tools. Afraid there's no fixing you.
Yes. Okay, so pretty much the same bow, but this time it's able to use fire arrows. Okay, so it's pretty much the same type of bow, but more arrows, I guess. More arrow opportunity. And this is just straight up a crossbow.
When do you think you could fix this lucky hammer of mine?
What is
But
this?
I've got a backlog of orders, so wouldn't hold my breath.
What is this? What is it called? Warrior's bow. No, that's a backwards bow. This is a hunter's bow right here. Look at that. See? Normal bow. What you'd expect to be a bow. That's pretty accurate. It's X-shaped, but it's still a bow. Right? A sling, effectively. A slinger. So yeah, it looks like what...
A broken hammer?
Looks like what it offers. That effectively shoots coils into the ground with a string. Looks like what it's supposed to. Pretty much a miniature bow. What is this? It's a backwards bow. It's a backwards bow. I feel like a lot of my early game stuff is going to be put into that. Put into Survivor. Oh yeah, like 8 weapons to upgrade now. Yep, charger. Which I have not found. May as well upgrade you a little bit, right? Hey, more shards. Yeah, gonna need that regardless.
You could always get a new one, you know?
Outfits, armor.
So he asked, "Did you mean this?" And he showed me a flathead.
I'm planning on selling, but yeah. I'm definitely checking out all these weapons.
Looks like the charred remains of a shop. Might have been Thurlus's.
Alright.
The way to Barren Light is clear. Get moving.
You're not errant vanguardsman. I will move only when the captain
When I've
says.
cleared out all the bristlebacks, which I have. Captain's orders.
So they're okay.
Banged up, but breathing. And waiting up ahead for you.
But I was supposed to have 3 escorts.
I'm off to Barren Light, Wadis. Like Aloy said, captain's orders. You can stay here.
Abandoned to the riffraff? I think not.
Guess you're coming with me then. See you there, Aloy.
And this is pretty much this what I was given at the start of the previous game. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, wasn't this armor the one I was given at the other in the other game at the start?
But that's done. The embassy can finally get underway.
Alright, yeah, I'm putting something out. A lot of stuff happened in the first game. Same with this one. There we go.
If I can get through it, I'll be able to track down Silence. Hades. Maybe even a Gaia backup. Guess I could head straight for Barren Light. Or poke around the Daunt some more first. And maybe take Petra up on that drink.
Yes, stuff has not actually gone back up. No.
You look like someone.
Inventory. And again, that ammo. That's actually a new armor. This looks like a previous armor from a previous game. The previous game. It is not. For in fact, it is not even the same armor. The Nora Huntress just looks like the previous game's second armor from Teb. Teb gave us an armor that looks near identical to this. And this was the armor I was hyping up in the previous game because it was one of the most powerful. Guess what? This is the first armor you get in this version of the game, and it's worse, and it looks nearly identical to the best one of the previous game. I'll simply say I'll wear this for now. Overall, all of these weapons look nice. All of them are nice. And all. Actually, it was Petra. Notebook, what's new? Other than probably a charger. Which is apparently new. Errand got re-added to the notebook. Wow, I didn't even know even your focus. Forgot who Aaron was. I'll make sure to do that first. I don't really care about the multiple spears stuff now. Yeah, where is me friend? Where is Petra?
Your help is my business.
Like that. Petra. It's Pietra.
Ignoring me again?
What is this building? One second, let me just... It is... Oh, there we go.
Aloy, change your mind about that brew?
No one wants to play strike. Ah, come to revel in some strike, sister? Let me set the board.
I was just passing by.
First timer, huh? Don't worry about it. I'll go easy on you. You got any pieces?
No.
Well, aren't you in luck then? I got an extra set, a Tanakh original straight out of the Forbidden West. Sit. I'll run you through it in a hot spark. I'll give you something special if you win it on my boards, too.
I probably will, because usually in these games it's pretty easy to learn it, but yeah, I'll give it a try since it's a beginner's tutorial. Okay, so it's based after
All right,
machines.
Let's start off simple. The Tanakh like to say that Machine Strike is a game of pure strategy. We
All
each
right.
get a set of pieces.
So like chess.
Each piece represents a kind of machine, and each
I
machine
noticed.
is worth a different number of victory points.
Yeah.
To win the game, you'll need to gain 7 victory points by destroying the opponent's machines. It
Okay.
can be tricky remembering the details of every, so we use these notes to keep track of them. You see that number on the top right corner? That there is how many victory points you'll get for destroying that machine. Notes also tell you how far a piece can move, how powerful their attacks are, the distance they can strike from,
Okay, so they have to be like right next.
and of course, their health.
It can take 2 hits from its own type.
Okay, that's enough for now. Let's just play. I'll explain the rest as we go. I own the board, so I get to choose who goes first. Since this is your first time, I'll let you go. Usually you get to choose which pieces to set on the board, but this will do for now. Pick up that machine piece to your... And remember, each machine can only move a certain distance. Easy enough, huh? Now, you get to... Move that machine forward. It's all part of the... Just need to, move that... Perfect. There's not much else to do for now, so just end your turn. We're forging onwards. Let me move my pieces here. And we're back to you. This time, why don't you try attacking one of my pieces? Try with that machine on your right first. Now move the piece close enough to attack one of my... When performing an attack, you'll be... A machine's combat power is a combination of the terrain your machine is standing on and its own attack power. This board only has grassland terrain, which has no effect on a machine's combat power. And your current machine has 2 points of attack power. So in total, your machine's combat power equals 2 points. Since my machine isn't the one attacking, it has 0 points of attack power. And just like your machine, it's not affected by grassland terrain. So right now, the difference in combat power between the 2 machines is 2 points. This means your machine can do 2 points of damage to my machine. Did you get all that?
Yeah. So it's effective. Just...
Knew you were a smart one. Finish up by attacking my machine. Not pulling any
Bonk.
punches, huh? Now grab that second machine of yours. See how your machine can't move close enough to attack mine? You can make your machine sprint. That
Oh, you
lets
can...
it move 1 space further. Try it out. Downside to sprinting is that your machine can no longer attack. Now, some players like to take a risk and overcharge their machine in case you're gonna have to overcharge that. That's about it for your turn, then.
Okay, so it's chess, effectively.
Now, I'll let you in on a neat trick. That machine of yours, the one closest to me, grab a hold of it. Same as in the wilds, machines have both armored points and weak points. You can see them marked on the pieces. Blue shows where their armor is thickest. Hit them there, and you'll do some damage, but not a lot. Now, red shows the machine's weak points. Hit those, and you'll deal a mighty blow. Here, let me show you. Rotate that piece so your machine faces mine. Now let that machine... Off the board she goes, and there's your first victory points. You don't have 7 of them yet, so let's keep going. Your machine attacked mine, but hasn't moved yet. Go ahead and move downwards towards my remaining piece. You've already attacked a machine and moved your piece. But if you overcharge your machine, you can attack a second time And by the look of your machine's health, you'd be sacrificing your piece to defeat mine. But sometimes, that can be a good thing. Overcharge your machine to attack. Ain't that a thrill? Now, because your machine was knocked out at the same time as mine, we both get the victory points our machines are worth. Good news is, since you're the one attacking, you're gonna receive your victory points before I do. Which means you can reach the coveted 7 victory points first. That's why now, you'll notice you didn't get quite up to 7 victory points this time, but you did destroy all my pieces. That means you're the winner! That wasn't so hard, was it? Just remember to always check for the best terrain to attack from. You'd be surprised the advantage you can gain over an opponent like that. I know it saved my behind in a game or two.
I'll try and remember that.
Oh, before I forget, these are all my spare pieces. I want the Savior of Meridian to have them. It's a small set to be sure, but it should be enough to get you in on any strike games you find out there. You might even fancy looking out for them strike carvers. They've got all kinds of unique pieces that can turn a game in your favor, though they'll need the right materials to craft you one. Or you might find them in the wilds if you're lucky. You know, I've lost my fair share of pieces after a night of machine hunting or brew hopping. No need to thank me. Always a pleasure to help out new strike players. Now, if you feel like playing a real game, I've got plenty of other boards. I could even teach you a few more tricks if you're up for it.
Thanks. I'll think about it.
This is a strategy game. Inside a story. Hilarious. I love it. Jesus. That's a lot of stuff. No, correction. That is just a lot of stuff. That new board. Same.
I'll see you later, Aloy.
And yeah, it resets to.
Knew you couldn't resist some good company. Come for that beer after all, eh? Here, sit down. Get a pint in her hand. Wasn't expecting you to swing by.
Since when do I do what's expected?
Ha! There's that spark. Fire and spit.
Fire and spit.
That's a blast from the bellows. Won't fix the forge, but at least I can forget about my troubles for a while.
Like what?
Well, things aren't as bad since you got this place running again. But we still got Olvin grating the gears about his concession decree.
If you don't put that down, I'll come over there and show you how that game ends.
Anyway, right now, I'm just worried about those refugees out from Sunfall. To come all this way enduring Forge knows what.
Shadow Carja refugees. What are they doing in the Daunt?
Looking for a new home, I gather. They're camped out by an old trailhead, southwest of here. And therein lies the problem. A Stormbird crashed up on the cliffs last week, and Talon Cleanbrokers had his eye on the salvage ever since. But the refugees have barred entrance. Mustn't interrupt their sun-scorched ritual. Something about finding a twilight path.
Huh. Never heard them talk about that before.
Yeah, well, these particular Shadow Carja are an odd bunch. But overall, they're peaceful folk. Not that it matters to Talland. He'll crack some heads to get to that salvage. Maybe you could swing by. Convince him to set up camp somewhere else?
Yeah, sure.
So the Bristlebacks in the Daunt. Where did they come from?
That's the thing. No one rightly knows. They just showed up one day, rampaging around the valley like they exploded out of a forge.
They probably did.
Lost some good people. But bless the bellows, you cleared them out and got this place working again. That put a dent in Olvin's plans. Now, if only there were some way to smash them all together and run them out of town.
But how could Bristlebacks and the Daunt help Olvind?
2 words. Concession decree. Since no one knows where the Bristlebacks came from, Olvind has taken to blaming the Carja for them. He's hoping to dig up enough old resentments to get a strike going until the concession's signed. This is just his latest attempt. He's been trying to rile up the workers since the day he rolled into town.
And people actually believe him?
Lots of folks suffered at the hands of the Mad King during the Red Raids. Give him half a reason, they'll blame the Carja for anything.
Ah, damn Carja slavers.
I thought you'd be back in Freeheap.
Well, after the big battle at Meridian, I went back. But realized it was running smooth. Didn't need me. Heard about the rebuilding out at Barren Light. Figured they could use another hammer. Been scraping by ever since.
You could always leave.
And go back east? Nah. I ain't one to leave a lit forge. Besides, someone's gotta be a squeaky wheel for the workers around here.
Alright, sometime Aloy's gotta head north, west, or south. I mean further west, but still.
What else can you tell me about the Shadow Carja refugees?
Well, they don't call themselves Shadow Carja for one. At least, not anymore. They're some other brand of sun-crazed. But whatever side of the sun they're on, they're peaceful through and through. Don't seem to want for nothing except a place to live, pray, and just enough food to keep from starving.
So they're just camped outside by a trail, blocking entry to a wrecked Stormbird, waiting for what exactly?
Don't rightly know, but I'll tell you this. Should they ever wise up and salvage it, a Stormbird heart is worth a lot. And if they get there first, then by Ostrom law, it's theirs. Not that Toland Cleanbrokers ever lost sleep over any law-breaking.
Who is this Toland Cleanbroker?
Just some chuff-huffing pondsman. Got a shop here in town. Lived in Chainscrape since there was a Chainscrape. He and Ulvin go back a ways. Like a pair of coals and a campfire, those two.
So Toland works for Ulvin?
Ha! Ulvin might think so, but Toland scrapes up his own scams. And he ain't the type to let a few refugees get between him and Stormbird salvage.
So what if I just talk to these refugees, simply say I'm going for the Stormbird, they allow me, and then I take the Stormbird?
So about Ulvund.
Around here, everything's about Ulvund.
How'd he end up in charge?
He got here early, like a squirrel smelling a fat nut. He knew building Barren Light would need stone and timber. So he jangled purses all over Mainspring, getting investors to front claims on anything in the Daunt that might be worth a damn. Thing is, all the bankers back home know that this is Carja land, and the Sun King can revoke those claims at any time. That's why he's desperate for the magistrate to sign off on a concession decree.
This concession decree, what is it exactly? And how would it help Ulvund?
It's pig diddle, that's what.
A writ that would put all Osram claims in the Daunt under Osram law, even though they're on Carja land. It would mean that any existing ore, stone, and timber claims couldn't be revoked by the Carja. No more risk, no more hesitation for investors back in the claim to pour in the shards and expand their business. And since Ulvund has a stake in all those claims, it would make him richer than a scrapper in a junk heap. Not to mention Chainscrape would become an Osram municipality, so he could buy enough votes to call himself an Elderman. He's a sly old badger, I'll give him that. Figures if he keeps up the pressure, eventually the magistrate will sign.
Well, if I'm up that way, I'll talk to the refugees. Try to convince them to move.
Much appreciated. They have it rough. Don't need Talon making it rougher.
Petra said Toland has a shop here in Chainscrape. I could have a word with him first.
One thing I noticed, Aloy's a light drinker. I bet like most of the stuff here is it's a level 7 quest. Not a level 5. Even though I'm only level 5. Yeah, whatever. I'll do what I have right now.
Could get around faster if not a charger to override.
Still got stuff to upgrade though. What am I talking about? Regardless, I didn't have stuff to upgrade. Yeah, I'll actually toss it. Sell. Yeah, no, I don't really want it. Eh. Oh, it actually classifies them as valuables to sell. That's funny. Oh, it's iron ingots, yeah. Gear upgrade resources, ammunition resources, food resources, healing, and green shine. Okay. Actually, I can just...
Hey, that's her. She's the one that dealt with the bristlebacks.
I guess I'm popular here now. Mind you, I'm... Shut. Oh yeah, I needed more green shine for that. Hey, this is the first weapon I'd be upgrading level 3.
Doubt it. Javad's smart. He knows this won't be the last he hears from
Okay, that's over there and that's up here. So only two quests I can currently activate. Two more quests I can currently activate.
Ignoring me again.
And they're on opposite sides of the village.
Not again.
What happened to you?
That damn mine is what happened to me. It won't be the last injury if Ulvin keeps shoving those tongs into those tunnels.
What mine?
Northeast of Chainscrape, where the river ends. I told Corvin we should stop when the first cave-in happened, but Ulvin probably threatened to cut off our pay. Or worse.
How about you slow down and take me through it? You mentioned you were injured in a cave-in.
Yeah, a couple days ago. That's how I hurt this blasted leg. Corvin and the others were opening a new vein while I was checking on an older one. As soon as their blast hit, the tunnel I was in collapsed. Might have dodged it if I wasn't running on barely a spark of sleep. We were pushing too hard and too fast.
And you're afraid Corvin and the others might not be as lucky if it happens again.
Mm-hmm. Hit the nail right on the head.
How come Ulvin's in charge? Don't these mines belong to the Carja?
Try telling Ulvin that. He brought in all the backing to get them open. Might as well own them. Fire and spit. You ask him. He owns us as well.
Who's Corvin?
He's their foreman. And a damn good one. The kind that knows how to deal with management when it gets unreasonable. But Ulvin... his demands go beyond unreasonable. Corvin's been doing his best to appease him. He even blamed himself for my injury when it was Ulvin who ordered the extra shifts.
Sounds like a good guy.
That's why we all put up with the long hours and lousy conditions. But if the whole mine becomes unstable, I'd rather suffer Ulvin's wrath than die buried in rubble.
I could check in on your crew if I'm in the area.
I would appreciate that. Thank you.
How goes it, Hammerhead?
Yeah, one thing I like the Oseram. They're probably one of my favorite tribes. Mind you, there's only 4 tribes we've been introduced to in the game, so there is only a top 5 in tribes. But I honestly enjoy the Oseram probably one of the most. Because you got the Carja, the Nora, and the Banuk with their religious beliefs.
Gotta find a cauldron to learn how to override machines.
Gotta get a cauldron to override machines. You'd be able to override the current machines. Yoink that and peace out. I don't really plan on hunt. Oh wait.